Dr. James Johnson and Mrs. Pamela Johnson here today. Hello, how are you guys? Good to see you again.
Okay.
Hi there, how are you? Very good to see you. Celebrating, as I mentioned, 30 years of teaching and dedicated commitment to the tutelage of their students. It's my honor to present them this proclamation. I had an opportunity to be out at the Institute a few years back, and they certainly do wonderful work with very limited resources, which is often the case, and we thank them for their continued commitment to what they do for our community. And whereas the mission of the Afro-American Music Institute is to provide systematic, specialized instrumental training in all styles of the African-American music tradition, such as jazz, blues, gospel, and Negro spirituals. The Institute provides a forum both in performing and recording opportunities for otherwise undiscovered talent in the greater Pittsburgh community. And the Institute conveys the heritage of African Americans through the medium of music so others will continue to appreciate the African American contribution to world cultures. And whereas in 1982, Dr. James T. Johnson Jr. and his wife, Pamela, founded the Afro-American Music Institute. Dr. Johnson is a world-traveled musician with 40 years of dedicated higher education teaching and 45 years of community teaching in the African American tradition. Pamela Johnson is a trained vocalist who has sung professionally for 30 years. She has performed with jazz legends such as Kenny Clark, Joe Harris, and Shirley Scott. In addition to her performance as a featured soloist on a CD released by the Bach Choir, Mrs. Johnson serves as the jazz vocalist for the Emmanuel Episcopal Church of Pittsburgh. And whereas teaching music to a wide range of age groups, from senior citizens to impressionable youth, is one of the many initiatives of the Institute, Dr. and Mrs. Johnson provide ways for each age group to showcase their talents through choirs and public recitals. Experience has shown that youth who participate in such programs gain a better sense of self-confidence, self-esteem, and creativity and problem-solving skills. And whereas in the beginning, classes were held in Sumter Hall at St. James AAMI Church in the East Liberty community of Pittsburgh. As the reputation of the Institute grew, residents of varied social and economic backgrounds sought enrollment for the opportunity to learn from an African American perspective. Consequently, this growth has necessitated 3 relocations, each time for a larger and more professional environment. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Luke Ravenstahl, as Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, acknowledge and thank Pamela Johnson and Dr. James T. Johnson Jr. as they celebrate 30 years of teaching and dedicated commitment to the students of the Afro-American Music Institute. I do hereby declare January 10th, 2013, Afro-American Music Institute Day here in our most livable city of Pittsburgh. Congratulations to both of you. Absolutely. Podium's yours.
First, I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your many years of support. I think you recognize the importance of us continuing our tradition and being able to teach music in the Afro-American tradition to people of all races, people of all ages. And music is therapy, and it is so important that we keep our doors open at the Afro-American Music Institute. Now, speaking, I have here today with me my oldest board member, my wife, of course, my oldest daughter behind me, and my son. It's very important to have family support when you're doing things like this. Now, speaking of 30 years, I just want to highlight some of the things we're going to do this year in terms of our celebration. Starting with the first Sunday in February, our boys choir, which is 2 years ago, or summer before last, took first place at the National Boys Choir Competition in Louisville, Kentucky, will be highlighted as a part of the Pittsburgh AIDS Task Force Faith Initiative. And it will be at, what's the name of the church, baby?
Faith Destiny.
Faith
Destiny.
Destiny. And that will be the first Sunday at 3 o'clock, and that's on the north side. In honor of Women's Month in March, we have a 17-piece all girls orchestra coming from Spelman College. You know, it's a renowned college out of Atlanta, Georgia, who will come and collaborate with some of our young ladies. Our young girls will be playing with them. And that concert will be at the Strayhorn Theater at 7 o'clock on March the 11th. On the first Sunday in February, we're going to have a Louisiana-style gumbo festival where we eat gumbo and we have music from New Orleans and the Louis Jordan style of music. That's going to be at my church, the St. James AAMI Church. On Father's Day, we're going to have a boys choir concert, which we bring alumni, people back to help us to render selections and to bond with our younger brothers. And then, of course, we are going to wind up this season with, we're planning an educational tour to the nation's capital for the boys choir. And I'm just really excited about all these things that we're going to be doing, Mr. Mayor, this year. We invite you to come to all of them.
I'll do
But you can come, you can choose which one you want to come to, but you know, you can call me and I can fill you in on the more details about what's going to be happening at all these events that we're going to be celebrating for our 30th anniversary.
Congratulations.